What do you think has been one of the most like difficult seasons in your marriage, to the extent that you're willing to share? But like, what's been one of the most challenging seasons, and what did you learn?
For me, that was a season when we were transitioning. We had come here. We got extremely busy because coming from West Virginia to here, the jobs, the cost of living was different, and the different things. We knew this is where we were supposed to be, but the challenge of us coming to where, and then we were getting into midlife crisis and stuff like that, and where a couple of times I had a little park I would go pray at. I told the Lord, I'm sick of this.
Sick of
You talking about me?
I don't know, child.
Probably so. Probably so.
It's a funny thing about when you talk to the Lord, sometimes he answers, sometimes he don't.
Thank the Lord too.
And after I cried and I prayed and I sitting there waiting for an answer, all he said was, go home.
Wow.
It was good for us that we were
Afflicted.
Right. Yeah.
That's basically
Inflicted, afflicted, whatever. But it was good because when we got through it, because it made us stronger. It was a bond, iron sharpening iron, the friction and understanding, and then learning what we had to do and listening. How do I meet your need now? Or what? Because we're changing. We're all changing. And when I use the term midlife crisis, it was just because of her. It was me too.
Yeah.
You know.
You get to that point where sometimes you have taken each other for granted. Yeah. And you forget about the blessing that comes from. I know you. It's okay. Yeah. You got pictures of me all over the house. But it comes from knowing that particular situation that you're facing. Number one, we have God to go to really, seek Him and ask for direction. And for me, it was just one of the things that I did. I stopped complaining about him and started focusing on me. What could I do? And I read a book by Stormy.
The Power of a Praying Wife.
That's what I read, and that's what got me together. Because I stopped praying about what was wrong with him or trying to fix him and started working on me.
Wow.
And the more that became my focal point, then I was able to let go a lot of things. So I was grateful for that. I don't know who blessed me with that, but the book blessed me tremendously. And knowing that God was in the center of everything that we do, there's no way you could escape the fact that God is not going to make you confront yourself at some point.
Yeah.
And when you confront yourself and you're honest about realizing that you're not all of that, it don't take long to get yourself together after that, because He can really make you look in the mirror and realize that you're still a work in progress.
Right.
Like I'm on this canvas, like right here. Yeah. I felt about like I look over here. But I got a lot better.
She's colorful.
I got a lot better.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's so, I feel like that's so encouraging, because there are moments in marriage where it is like, I'm packing up, I'm going to San Antonio, this ain't it, something's going wrong. But like, I think coming back together and knowing that there can still be love and reconnection and hope after that is amazing. What do you think is like in those moments where like we've maybe had a big something or you all have had a big something, and it feels like if the end is near, this has got to be one exit away? Because those moments are real in marriage and nobody really talks about those. It's like, how do you make the decision to say, you know what? I'm going to stay on the highway. It looked like the end is near. It looked like I'm ready to throw you in the trash can, but I'm going to just give it one more exit. I'm going to stay on the road a little bit longer.
For me is, I sometimes I start reflecting, because what I lost being a widow, widower, Yeah. And to feel like it's just as simple, you can just walk away from this.
Yeah.
And I started looking at all what was good,
Yeah.
what did work.
Wow.
And when I counted and put it on a scale, it was more good than it was bad. So it's worth me, let's see what we can do. Let's stop and see what we can do to make this better. And it was great that was for me. That's how I always, instead of walking out the door, where am I going? Where am I going? Who am I going to?
Yeah, right.
Why am I going to try to start all over again with somebody else?
Just thinking it out. I remember when we first got married, and we had our first, what I like to call, like, I don't know,
In San Diego?
San Diego.
yeah.
No, that wasn't our. Was it? Was San Diego first?
I think so.
I thought it was right before we went to ILS.
Oh.
Right? Which one was first?
San Diego was first.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Good, she forgot about it.
yeah, right. So it felt like for me, we didn't have enough roots to for me to know that we could get past this moment that I couldn't see past. In the heat of it, there didn't seem like there was any solution. You know, we're not seeing eye to eye, and that happened again. So then it happened again before we went to ILS, so we got past that.
Yeah.
You know, and then it happened again, and it's in that moment where you're like, man, like, how are we gonna get past this disconnection? And then you get past it.
Yeah.
And so what that was doing for me was it was establishing a confidence in the fact that no matter how difficult it gets, even though you can't see it in the moment, there's always a way forward. And then you take that and you fast forward it, you know, over 8 years now, there's a confidence now that says, okay, it might be difficult. I may not be able to see how we're gonna get past this moment, but I've got so much history. You know, there's so much history. And then we just love each other. You know, at the end of the day, what you gonna do with that love? Kind of to your point, like, where am I going? What you gonna do with that love?
Yeah, we're friends, and we're friends, and then you realize that God put us together, and that's undoubtable. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And when you look at that, and the purpose and plan that was designed for us to be together was necessary it was God's plan. Then when you want to stay in the will of God and you want God to direct your life, then you have to, you know, really sober up and understand that, you know, no matter what the test, you know, then you have to just make those adjustments. And I always, again, just come back to myself and say, okay, what am I doing? Like, how crazy is this that I've been thinking this way? You know, like he said, who wants to start over again? I have so much vested, you know, we raised 2 children, we got a grandchild now. What in the world would you be thinking, you know, about and starting all over? So it does kind of sober you up.
It took us we went through so much just to get together. We went through.
What y'all go through?
Yeah, this is new.
What y'all go, right?
New information.
Yeah, we went through so
Really?
much to get together. And I fought it, you know, because I said, no, this is not, no. And the more that...
You're supposed to be painting too.
I know, but I can't talk. I can't do but one thing at a time.
Well, I'm going to be coming up short. I'm not going to have no legs. I'm sitting down.
With an apron, yellow apron.
You stole my idea. You over here stealing.
How I steal your idea?
Because you wasn't even going to do that.
That's not true. The whole principle of
you
what's
stole my
going on.
idea.
Can you interpret what's happening?
I think so. I'm not going to tell. I'm going to wait until the reveal to tell you what I think is happening.
Hold on, popcorn.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be a reveal.
Popcorn?
Yeah, we did popcorn.
I saw it over there somewhere.